This is Algebra 2, Lesson 4, Homework Help. We're going to start on page 38 with problem number 12. All right, so it is we have x, y squared over x to the 0, x to the negative 3. We're going to distribute that to x, y to the negative 2 over x, y squared 0 minus 3y to the negative 2 over x to the 4th. All right, so first I'm going to know that that's 1 and that's 1. All right, so I'm not at 1 times anything is the other thing. All right, we distribute numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. Multiplication is addition of the exponents. All right, so x times x, which is x squared, and y squared times y to the negative 2. Multiplication is addition, so 2 minus 2 is 0. It'd be y to the 0, which we're going to know is just 1. And then we have x to the negative 3 times x. That's negative 3 plus 1. That's x to the negative 2 minus. We'll distribute that numerator and that denominator. So we have 3 in the numerator. We just have x. We have y squared and y to the negative 2. That's y to the 0, but we know that that's going to be 1. Then we have x to the negative 3 times x to the 4th. That's negative 3 plus 4, which is just x. Now we're going to combine our like terms. In this first term, our like variables. In this first term, we're going to move that up. I'm going to reread that. Okay, it just said expand. We're moving it up to make our exponent positive. So 2 minus negative 2, which is 2 plus 2, that's x to the 4th. Our x's, that's just x to the 1st over x to the 1st. That's just 1 minus 3. Final answer. All right, number 14 is next. Is next. Sorry, I'm moving my camera just a little bit. Rearranging here. All right, number 14. This says write all exponents in the numerator. All right, so we're going to move everything to the numerator. All right, so number 14 is 3x squared raised to the negative 2, y to the 0, y to the 5th, all over 9y to the negative 2, y squared, x to the negative 3. All right, I know this is 1. I want to make this exponent positive and this exponent positive. So I'm going to move the 3x squared to the denominator, and its exponent will be positive, so I've taken care of that term. I'm going to move the 9y to the numerator and make that exponent positive. All right, so what am I left with? I'm left with y to the 5th, and in the numerator and the denominator, I can combine y and y squared. That's y cubed, x to the negative 3. Now I'm going to raise this to the power. All right, so it's 9 squared, which is 81, y squared, obviously, y to the 5th. That's 3 squared, it's 9. X squared, power raised to power, we multiply, so that's x to the 4th. Y cubed, x to the negative 3. All right, I can simplify 81 and 9. Becomes 2 in the numerator. All right. Then my y's, multiplication is addition, so it's going to be y to the 7th. In the denominator, I can combine x to the 4th and x to the negative 3rd. It becomes x, and that becomes y cubed. So to move everything to the numerator. So we're moving everything up. 2 stays. X moves to the numerator, it becomes x to the negative 1. Y's moved to the numerator, it's 7 minus 3, which is 4. All right, number 18. Again, we're moving everything up. So we have 3x squared xy squared x to the negative fourth all over in parentheses x squared y to the negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. All right, so why did I move the 9 and the 3 in the previous problem? And I'm not going to move these in this problem. Because I can raise a variable to a negative exponent. But if I would have raised a constant to a negative exponent, I would have ended up with a fraction. So it was much easier to move them than to have a complex fraction. All right, so we're working the numerator. We're going to add our exponents for x. It's 2 plus 1, which is 3, 3 minus 4, which is negative 1, and we're left with y squared. Wait, is that negative 2? Yes, I'm going to move this to the numerator to make that a positive 2. So we'll have negative 2 squared, all right? And then I'll take care, this is the last term I need to take care of. Power raised to a power we multiply. So it's x to the negative fourth, y to the negative 2. All right, so let's take care of our x's. Let's take care of, we'll do our x and y after we, so this is multiplication. This is negative 2 squared, which is 4. All right, got it? So it's 3 times 4. They're all multiplied. We're gonna move, what does it say for number 18? Yeah, everything to the numerator. All right, so we're moving our x up. So it's negative 1 minus negative 4, which is plus 4. So that's times x cubed. We're moving our negative up. Our denominator up. So it's 2 minus negative 2, which is plus 2. It's y to the fourth. Final answer, 12x cubed, y to the fourth. Number 20 is next. And we're going to simplify by adding like terms. So it's 3x over y minus 7, x squared, x to the negative 1, y to the negative 1, plus 2, y squared, y to the negative 1, x to the negative 1. All right, so we're going to make all of our exponents positive first. I don't need to do anything to the first term. The second term, we're going to have x is going to stay in the numerator because it's 2 minus 1, which is just 1. We'll move y to the denominator. We have a like term. Y is going to be in the numerator here because it's going to be 2 minus 1, which is just 1. But x will move to the denominator. This is the only one that's not a like term. So we'll combine these first two coefficients. So we end up with negative 4x over y plus 2y over x. Number 26 is next. We're going to simplify. Negative 3 to the 0 power minus 2 to the 0 power minus 2 to the 0 power times negative 2 minus 3 squared minus negative 2 plus 7 minus the absolute value of negative 2 minus 3. All right. This value is 1. But the negative stays because it's not in parentheses. So if it would have been negative 3 to the 0 power, that would have been positive 1, okay? But this is negative 1 for the same reason, negative 1 minus 1 times, let's do the parentheses. It's negative 2 minus 3 squared, which is 9, minus negative 2 plus 7 is positive 5, minus, this is the absolute value. It's negative 2 minus 3, which is negative 5, but the absolute value of that is just 5. All right? So we'll go left to right, but we'll distribute this as we go. All right, I can add -1 and -1, that's -2. But now I must distribute. So it's a -1 times a -2, which is a +2. A -1 times a -9, which is a +9. This is -5, -5. All right, my 2's cancel out. Now I have -9 minus 10. No, +9, sorry. +9 minus 10, which equals -1. All right, number 30. The opposite of -2 to the -3 minus 1 over -2 to the -2. All right, this negative is going to stay. To make that positive, I move the term to the denominator. So it's 1 over -2 cubed minus. I'm going to move this to the numerator. That is the only term, the only sign that changes. So it's -2 squared. All right, so this is the opposite of 1 over, this is not -2 cubed. You get the same answer. It's the opposite of 2 cubed, which is -8, minus, this is -2 times -2, which is 4. All right, 2 negatives make a positive. So this is 1/8 minus 4. We go to a common denominator. That's 1/8 minus 32/8, which gives us -31/8.